we go. Oh, I didn't go this way. Does that just go straight up the same?
It's exactly the same place. This is basically, they gave you one gigantic zone, stuck a ton of enemies in it, and a ton of little items, and then said, okay, do whatever you want.
Alright.
Find your path through it. And it's like, okay.
Are we gonna run into cats in this forest? What was that?
That was somebody else kindling their bonfire, and it gave you a free Estus. And they're doing it again. Keep kindling yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, after you give up some humanity and yada yada.
Not like I need them.
Nah, yeah. I mean, if you want to pop a bunch more to get yourself back up to 10 after this, you can, but that's totally your choice.
Nah, I don't care that much. It was when I was hunting for items. I'm not doing that right now. I'm hunting for hunts.
I'm just saying. But yeah, Chester is probably a Bloodborne hunter. Specifically, like, what they do is they go around and they basically kill exclusively human beings.
Okay, then I don't like him.
The reference would be that they're hunting beasts, which Bloodborne is very... Okay, major Bloodborne stuff, right? Which is a game that we haven't figured out if we're even going to do for the channel. Probably won't, but whatever.
What system is it on?
PS4.
Only 4, not 3?
Yeah,
okay,
4.
Yeah, no. Like, if you want us to play that, you gotta wait for us to get a PS4 like 10 years from now.
But the issue is that in Yarnum, in the country that they're from, the tech level is about Victorian England. It's a little bit steampunky. And they have... you know what, before we do this, I'd go back to that bonfire and spend those souls. Just saying.
On nothing? That's not enough for a
You're
level.
like maybe 40,000 off from just getting
Dude, I can get levels at any time.
Okay, if you don't want to, that's fine too.
Yeah, like, it's really easy to level grind right now.
Alright.
I mean, I can warp out of here and back into regular zones, right?
Yeah, if you really want to.
Yeah, so can I warp back to here? Or do I have to go Okay.
I think you can specifically warp back to the one that Elizabeth is sitting outside of.
Alright then.
I think you can also warp back to the one that the Guardian is outside of, but that's strictly because they anticipated people not being able to beat the Guardian right away.
Okay.
But
he was easy, but whatever.
They hunt down human beings in Bloodborne who have basically gone mad as a result of imbibing the blood of the old ones. So he is killing werewolves, effectively. Like that would be the long and short of what that guy's job would be.
So I gotta fight the boss, right?
Yeah. So this is the only path that you have left. It's this one or go backwards, basically. Good effing luck, by the way.
They said need humanity when I checked this one out
You
here.
don't need humanity. No, you
no
don't.
summon?
No summon.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Maybe along the side of the building? I don't think so, but there's a chance. I don't think so, though. I'm pretty sure there's no summon for this.
Let's see.
I'm almost positive. Yeah, there's nobody here. Yeah, because I'm thinking about it, and it's like NPCs, I can't think of any of them. There may have been human beings who would have put summon signs down around here, but not right now.
Not anymore, because they're all playing the remaster.
But also, yeah, good fucking luck, by the way. This is probably going to take us a couple turns, or a couple tries. So there's an enemy, cool enemy, gets immediately fucking ruined. This is Artorias of the Abyss. This is Abyss Walker Artorias. The guy who walked down into the Abyss was able to walk through it, seal the Abyss, and was untouched by the Abyss in myth. Guess what? He wasn't untouched by the Abyss. Guess what? This is Artorias of the Abyss. This is the ancient hero Artorias.
Every man in this game is an asshole.
Fight him.
Every man in this game is an asshole or a pervert or a giant.
And he throws the body of that enemy.
But the giants are okay, I guess.
Good luck. I think I said that, but seriously, good luck.
Is he leaving fucking...
It doesn't do any damage, but he is leaving flourish behind, like goo.
He's leaving Mario's sunshine pollution.
Be careful, because he fights like a goddamn beast.
Okay.
Like, you see that he's an upright, sword-wielding humanoid enemy, but half the time you're fighting him, he's going to get down on all fours and rush you down, or he's going to jump into the air, and he's going to throw shit at you. He's growling as he fights. This is what the Abyss does to people.
He doesn't doesn't seem that bad.
Yeah, that's because you've only got him down a little bit. Wait until he hits half health and goes into his... There it is.
He's not at half health.
Yeah, no,
but...
he doesn't do it at half health, but he'll consistently do it after he does it the first time. He's doubled all of his stats now. And he's got a completely different moveset until this falls off, like until this stops affecting him. Doesn't seem that bad, right? He slides around on that goo, too. It's leaking out of him.
Why is he gooey?
Because the abyss is gooey. You saw the gooey abyss.
I know, I saw like a flat nothing with an invisible floor.
No. When you were walking up here, though, you saw where all of the ground had given way, and there was like goo and weird polyps and stuff growing off of things. Mm-hmm. That's the abyss in this time. That's before the abyss, like, condenses and turns into that pure black void. It's like an awful goo.
So we're not gonna see cats?
You might see cats, I don't know. I don't remember if there's cats here or not.
Okay. We gonna see the dog?
Maybe. Depends on whether or not we can get to the part of the DLC where she is. Because she is in this DLC.
Are you saying depends based on whether or not I throw myself at this boss long enough?
Well, no, because you're gonna have to beat this boss no matter what. This boss is literally standing in front of the door that you take to go to the rest of the DLC.
Okay.
So the DLC, if you're unskilled, is literally just... Oh, no.
I saw it.
Okay, that I fuck up on a lot, so I'm consistently expecting other people to.
I saw it.
It's the same color as the floor, so it's like sometimes you think that you see it, and then it's not actually there. I always walk off that. I'm super ashamed, but it happens all the fucking time. But the DLC is like a boss fight, the little area with Elizabeth, the garden, and then the boss fight against Artorias. And most people, if they get in here early enough, can beat all their way to Artorias, and then Artorias might be too strong for them, and then that's all that they see of the DLC. Until they beat him, and then once you beat him, then you get the rest of the DLC, which is this huge overarching like whole storyline with its own 2 zones that it hands you, and a bunch of other things. The best thing that I could tell you about this is that you're going to basically just want to hit him, circle strafe, and then just keep circle strafing until you can get an opening to hit him again. He's very much one of those bosses where it's like you want to do damage, and then just run, and then do damage, and then just run. That's
why I was saying it didn't seem so bad.
Yeah, but it's like once he starts speeding up, he gets significantly harder, and it becomes significantly worse to have to fight him. He's pretty fucking rough, I'm not gonna lie. This is literally like, they kind of wanted to weed people out for this DLC.
Presumably people who buy the DLC wanted to...
It hurts so much when he does it near you.
Okay.
It's like Wrath of God. It's like what those giants do. You can hit him when he's doing that. You get a free couple of hits in, but if you're not fast enough, he will hit you with it, and it hurts like shit. And if you get far enough away, he'll rush you down, so keep your eyes on him. And he can chain that shit if he wants. I've seen him do that as many as 4 times in a row, by the way. He could just keep doing those flips right in front of you and bring the sword down every time.
So what I'm assuming here is they assume people who are buying the DLC have already played the game to a certain extent.
Yes.
And then you are looking for a challenge in the DLC.
Well, in order to get to this DLC, you have to have gotten at least to the Duke's Archives, which means you had to beat, like, Ornstein and Smaug. And it's in the area where you fight Seath. So there's a handful of other things that you would have been expected to have done. So yes, you would have already been in a position where it's, like, kind of difficult to get there, and maybe you're looking for more of a challenge. But this is a more challenging fight than a lot of the bosses in the normal game, to be completely honest with you.
Well, he moves in ways that I don't have the patterns down yet, but he looks like he has them. As opposed to a lot of enemies where they're crammed into really small areas.
I'd say
so
he
you
does
don't have a
patterns.
decent arena.
He does have patterns, but it's harder to kind of get a feel for his patterns, if I'm to be totally honest.
Well, he has an arena that feels fair to fight him in, and he's not enormous. He's large, but he's not half the screen.
Yeah, and I should warn you, there's no tricks with him. There's nothing you can do.
No
like
tricks.
you can't get him to hit a wall and then he gets stuck and you beat into him. There's no element that he's particularly weak against that you could use to just blow him away.
There's no
easily.
thing you're supposed to know in advance when you go in, because otherwise he's unbeatable.
No, it's just literally fight him. That's the whole of the.
That would be nice if that happened more
Artorias
often.
stuff.
Like
It
just a
happens often
fight.
enough.
Just a fight. That's good.
Oh,
Potentially.
yeah, and he has a lot of when he does that jump, it doesn't seem like it, but he actually has a ton of he'll follow you when he jumps. Like he can turn that midair.
Okay,
It's
that is a
really
little
weird.
unfair, but if I know what's happening, I'm not as concerned.
Like he won't jump and then start moving in a direction and then change direction, but if he hits that point where he kind of like pauses in midair, he can turn himself a little bit and then fire that direction instead. And he's for real. He's like a real ass fight.
Yeah, he seems real.
Yeah.
But right now he's okay.
Yeah.
And then when he gets really tough, then I just have to learn him.
Yeah. And you're gonna
He
want
didn't hit
to.
me with that? How did he not hit me with that?
Because he's swinging on the right hand side, and you were standing just far enough to his left that you were outside of his range. It's his hitbox. He can hit you with pretty much anything else, though, so be careful. And yet, he's definitely going to teach you not to heal in his goddamn face, because if you're healing in his face, he's going to ruin you. he will have no qualms doing so.
Ooh.
He'll hit you straight through your shield. If you don't have high enough poise, every one of his hits will stagger you, is another thing. Remember, he is super powered up right now, so he'll do this stupid shit too. He can still
his
fling
goo
stuff.
hurts.
His goo only hurts if he hits you with it. If you stand in it...
Oh yeah, if
there's
it
no problem.
hits you, it hurts.
Okay, shush. If he throws it at you and it hits you, that hurts.
So I
but
can
you
get
can
a
stand
third
in
of
it
his
if it's on the
damage.
ground,
I mean,
is what I was trying to say. Jeez.
I can get a third of his health down.
Yeah. We honestly...
He's
we'll take,
not...
just finish what you were saying. I'm sorry.
He's not weak to any element.
No.
Like his magic defense is not going to be
Nope.
any weaker.
This is literally
Okay.
just fight him.
All right, cool.
If you want to toss a fireball at him, you can, but that's your choice.
I don't know. They're a bit slow.
I think people typically go into this with a bigger weapon than the EXO.
Well, do you want me to switch into my club?
I don't know.
You know, we could
God,
bump
it's
the
just-
AI to one step up, and we just have it.
It's really not worth it though. I don't want to waste
what do you
want
to
to
use?
on that.
What are we
I
going
don't
to use
know.
it on?
I don't know still, but I don't want to use it on this because you only have 2 of them, and I think those are the only 2 you're going to get.
That's kind of annoying.
Okay, try not to pull too far away from that wall. Like, I know it sounds weird, but you actually want to follow those trees on the other side of them as though they were like a guiding line, because that wall has about a 5-foot difference between between the wall and the aggro range of a bunch of enemies. They were following you. I don't know if you could even tell.
Nope, I couldn't.
Yeah, you had actually aggroed people. You had walked into the rain.
Well, now they can fall into the elevator shaft.
I could hear their footsteps. Like,
This guy's no help.
no, he's just sitting here.
Just sitting here waiting for me to die.
I think maybe we'll give this... Do you want to give it this last run, and if you can't do it, we'll start cutting?
Yeah.
Okay. Because this potentially has the chance to go until the end of the session, to be totally honest with you.
Maybe.
This fight, I think when I did it, it took hours, honestly.
Hours?
yeah,
That's not
plummet.
that bad. Didn't take days.
Well, it did take days. It took hours over the course of days.
Okay, I'm off to a bad start
Yep.
this time.
It's just gonna get worse.
Well, he let me heal.
just for a second, and it's only because he's not powered up. I don't know if you noticed, but when he powers up, he also gets more erratic, and he starts hitting way the fuck more.
Yeah.
That, the weird thing where he tosses the slime, by the way, that is really just there for, like, diffusion. Like, it's...
Is this guy 8 feet tall?
Yes. Yeah, Artorias is a fucking monster. He is gigantic. He's human, too. He's completely human, by the way. He's not a god. This is what happens when a human being gets seeped in too much abyss.
They get taller?
Yes, specifically. I mean, this is... So, one of the weird... in lore, one of the weird effects that humanity has on people is if you get enough humanity, you get really, really tall for some strange reason.
He's doing his thing, isn't he?
Humanity is kind of like a sprite version of darkness, and the abyss is also darkness. So being seeped in the abyss the way that he is like being seeped in humanity. He's literally just covered in darkness. He has absorbed it into his body and soul. He is just one big dark chunk of Artorias now. And yeah, half of his hits aren't even going to register as, like, looking like hits.
Yeah, they aren't.
Yeah, because he's hitting so fast and he's going straight into other things. So it's like, yeah.
Ooh,
Oh, there it is.
I had just healed,
Alright,
too.
so you want to cut?
Yeah.
Okay, see you guys in a little bit.
Got him.
You got it. Nice one.
Welcome back. I used a big stick.
A big stick and, like, 20 humanities?
Yeah, that was Josh's idea. They're a full heal, I guess. Let's take those off of our bar.
I don't think I had ever mentioned it to you. So we switched armor and we switched over to the big stick. But
yeah, I'm going to switch back.
Yeah, go back to your normal weapon.
Yeah, it was doing significantly more damage. It was slower, but it meant that I could beat them in, what would that have been, like 10 hits that just hit really good?
No, it was more like 7 or 8. But, yeah.
Either way, though, like, it was forcing me to think slower, and I was dodging slightly better for it.
Yeah.
I hate fighting that way, though.
Yeah, well...
But it worked.
But yeah, no, I suggested at some point, people don't usually do it, but humanities are full heals. They're slower than sipping, but it is a full heal.
Yeah.
Look around this area, by the way.
It's full of goop.
I want to say... no, I guess we got to come back for it to change. Yeah.
Okay, so I
You can go look at the guy he threw at you, by the way, if you want to go see him.
Oh.
Because at the beginning of the fight in the cutscene, he throws this dude at you after he kills him, and he's persistent. He stays here.
Is that a thing we encounter later?
It will be an enemy that we will see later on, yes.
But not a boss.
Not a boss, no.
It was not supposed to be a boss, and he just ganked it out and became the boss. He was just eating.
No, but that would be super cool. Yeah, so Artorias, unfortunately, is really messed up when you first find him. And go to the left or the right here, don't go straight. Because it's a cooler area, basically. It's just interesting to walk around in here. In fact, I think you're headed towards one of my favorite characters. Because he's up above. You get to meet him.
Okay.
Well, these guys, if you look at these statues, by the way, they're of sorcerers holding the white tree branch catalysts.
Okay.
Which is an interesting addition.